Well, I guess we're here on Facebook Live, so if you're joining us, we really appreciate that. And we've got a pretty fun topic for you today. We had some good responses, a lot of our clients we talked to, about what we should talk about. So we've had a pretty good campaign going against headaches and migraines. And so we chose to talk a little bit about headaches and migraines and what that means, and how chiropractic connects with that. So if you have any comments while we're talking, questions, you can go ahead and I think you can comment. This is our first Facebook Live, so I don't totally know what's going on necessarily, but I think you can comment in there, and we will be able to see those comments and answer those sort of as we go. If we don't get to them, we'll get to them.
We'll get to them.
Yeah, after the fact. So hopefully there's not too much light going on. I think I'm a couple of seconds behind, but that's fine. Headaches and migraines.
Yeah, headaches and migraines. There's a lot of different headaches and migraines out there, and to know which one you have is always good to know so that it's treated the proper way. Some of those, you get tension headaches, a lot of muscle tightness going on there. Cluster headaches are another good one. Migraines is one that we see a lot of aura, vision problems, and those people usually sometimes get the worst headaches. Don't you think, Dr. Durieux?
Well, I mean, migraines definitely come across as the worst. And personally, having had migraines when I was younger, blackout migraines, so it wasn't painful. I just lost my vision, which was weird. I didn't know what that was. Talked to the medical guys, and they're like, "Oh, that's a blackout migraine." So that was back when I was young, didn't know what was going on, and figured that out. So a headache and migraine doesn't have to be painful, but there's definitely something happening, and now that you know what's happening, then you can maybe do something about it.
Right. Because some of the headaches down here in St. George that people get, especially in the summertime, are those dehydration headaches, not drinking a lot of water. We recommend people that take your weight, divide it by 2. That's the amount of ounces that you need minimum. Now, if you're a construction worker working out in the sun, you might want to drink some more. A lot more.
Some more.
But again, drinking those headaches, the water will help with those headaches.
Yeah, don't drink the headaches in.
Don't drink the headaches.
Don't drink headaches in, please.
And then some people think, well, what about drinking soda? Not so good, because the water and all the stuff in there tends to dehydrate you and also can lead to another type of headache.
Yeah.
Caffeine headaches.
Right.
So
if you're drinking caffeine in your soda.
Right.
Yeah, or those Monsters or those other energy drinks, they can lead up to, in fact, one of the biggest side effects of a caffeine withdrawal is headaches.
Right.
And people don't realize those withdrawal effects can last up quite a while. I remember up to 6 months.
Right.
So you could be having a headache 6 months after your last caffeine drink and be like, oh, why am I having a headache? Well, that's the caffeine you had 6 months ago, maybe. So.
And then also another one, working too hard, just
stress. Yeah, stress, tension, working your brain too much. But there was one that I thought of actually that we didn't talk about as we were preparing for this, and that was a nutrient deficiency.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So if you're deficient in nutrients, maybe in starvation mode, that's possible.
Right.
That might go along with, of course, dehydration.
And being hangry.
Right, being hangry. Yeah, my kids get hangry. I get hangry a little bit, sort of. Even tired, if you're lack of sleep. Those can definitely contribute. And then, of course, you can have combinations
of different types
of headaches, sleeping and hangry and other things. So that all plays into part.
And I think the big thing with headaches is that if you are not a headache sufferer, a migraine sufferer, half the population has had a headache within the last year.
Yeah.
And sometimes it may be dehydration, but how do you know the difference between a headache that you're having and how to get the relief for that headache?
Right. And we're being told we're even being told 1 out of 1 in every 3 households has a headache sufferer. So if there's no one in your household, it's probably one of your neighbors.
So just go over and knock on the door and say, hey, I know the guys that can help you.
Right.
Hopefully you know them.
Right. You could know them. So.
Or get to know them.
Yeah, I get to know them. But so that's been our big campaign, is headaches and migraines, because chiropractic is very well placed to handle those things, especially with what we do, which is upper cervical chiropractic. Cervical means neck, so that's where we're well placed to handle headaches and migraines, especially migraines. And we always get results. We've always had a result, a good result, positive result with headaches and migraines, whether it's decreased frequency, decreased pain, or gone altogether. We've always had wonderful results.
And some of my favorite ones are the ones that those instantaneous results.
Yeah.
And they've tried other things. They've tried the medications. They've even tried other chiropractors.
Right.
And then they come into us and they're like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then.
Well, let's explain, because other chiropractors are doing a good job.
Right.
We're just saying that because the technique we use, we take special consideration into the bones. And what that means is we're taking a little bit of an X-ray series, taking angles and figuring out exactly what's happening with those neck bones, the relationship to the nervous system. So we're not adjusting those joints and get relief.
Right.
As a physiological function. We're actually relieving tension from a brainstem spinal cord function. And if you don't realize that, sometimes these little bones right here at the top, 2 neck bones, they squish your brain. We know from research that the weight of a dime can decrease nerve function by up to 70%.
That's quite a bit.
Well, yeah, that's a lot.
That is a lot.
What if it's not a dime? That's okay, but what if it's more?
Yeah.
Right?
What if it's a quarter?
What if it's a quarter? What if it's a quarter? That's a problem. That's a problem. So we take that in consideration, remove that pressure, irritation from the brainstem itself, from the spinal cord, and that's what really is the trick for most people.
And I think some people forget as well is that dime isn't on your skin.
No.
It's on a softer tissue,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not just a casual pressure; it's a constant pressure when that joint's locked out of its range of motion.
Right.
And so when we can get in there, figure out how it's misaligned and correct it accordingly, it's amazing what happens instantly.
Right. And then there's a heal up process.
Right.
Yeah, I think a lot of folks get confused that you make an adjustment chiropractically and magic, you're supposed to feel something, and lightning bolts come down out of heaven and stuff. But
I've almost saw that one thing.
It's one time. Yeah. But more often than not, the healing happens between the adjustment. So you make a correction, the tissues take time to heal up.
Right.
Now that they don't have this pressure on them, that irritation, they take that time to heal up, and you come back. And we're more about checking the adjustments. So we want to make sure that adjustment is in place, and if it is, thumbs up. That's kind of like going to the dentist and he says, "Oh, no cavities today. Let's get the drill up." No, they don't do that, right? It's same thing. If there's no irritation, there's no adjustment required necessarily.
Right. And so, when was the last time you went to a chiropractor? Well, I know the last time you went to a chiropractor and didn't get adjusted. But
yeah.
A lot of people think I'm going to get adjusted today.
Right.
But what if you don't need to be adjusted?
Right.
We don't want to cause any damage. We want to make sure you're healing properly. And I think one of this big misconceptions, people think, oh, when I'm healing, I feel good.
Right.
But I don't know what it feels like to heal. I know what it feels like for me. Do you know how it feels like for you, Dr. Durieux?
Well, I'll tell you a funny story. I like to work out. Is that funny enough for you?
It is.
No. People don't realize when you're working out, those muscles, they break down, right? The tissue fibers break down to build back up. Healing.
Right.
And so what happens, what happens is you swell. It can be painful, especially if you're working out. Like I haven't worked out for a couple weeks, and then you work out and it's sore, it's painful. That's truth. I mean, that's what you're healing in that moment. And so it doesn't always feel pleasant. Sometimes if you got to heal up and pressure comes off of a tissue, it's painful, and it's the same concept if you hold your hand there for a while and you let go, right? Then you get little tinglies all over your hands. It's painful. Those pins and needles are painful, but that's the body going back, healing, getting some nerve flow and blood flow to the hand so that it can check the system.
Right. And so it's even when you squeeze your hand for a really long time, those muscles relax, and when you open them up, they don't relax, but they get in that position and hold it, and you open your hand, you're like, my hand's sore.
Right, yeah.
But
so how does that relate to headaches and migraines? Because that's our topic today. But we talk about tension headaches, migraine headaches. We talk about cluster headaches. We're talking about exertion, caffeine headaches. All of these have to do with how it affects the system, the muscles, the joints. Muscles pull on joints.
right.
The nervous system, muscles, bones, joints pressed into nervous system structures.
And we have a lot of nerves.
Yeah, we got a lot of nerves. Did you know that only about 18% of all the nerves in your body perceive pain?
18%.
That's it. And about 11 of the 18% live in your skin and muscles. So I think a lot of people are lucky when they have a headache or migraine. They come into a chiropractor like us. They go, oh, I have a headache and migraine. It's easy to associate this right here. But sticking with the top, that's another topic maybe for another day.
Right.
But sticking with headaches and migraines, when we're tense, when the muscles are clamping down, when they're in a chronic state of contraction, that's a problem, especially the top neck bones. And the reason for that is the nerves that connect to the muscles are also the same nerves that relax the muscles.
Right.
So if they're pulling on that bone and clamping down the nerve system, you can't get a signal through. There's no way to get that signal through to the muscle to relax. And so this is where a correction is absolutely needed at the top two neck bones.
Right.
So that we can relieve that system again.
And a lot of people, sometimes they can go their whole life without a headache, and then they get that one little trauma, maybe from sports, car accident. I know when I'm holding my girls, sometimes they like to fling their head back, hit me in the chin. That's what I say. But there's, even after a trauma, get checked if you're starting to get headaches. But not all traumas result in headaches, but a lot of the concussions and related traumas.
Yeah, trauma. And we actually were on the radio just the other day about concussions, those types of traumatic incidences. I think what people get is that when you hit your head hard enough, it's an 8-pound bowling ball, sometimes heavy. Mine's probably like 14 or something, but it's heavy, right? So you get it knocked in there. Well, you can damage your brain, but here's the real truth: if you've hit yourself hard enough to damage your brain, you've damaged your neck.
Right.
It's 8-ounce bone. It's 8 ounces versus 8 pounds. So there's even a lot of concurrent research now working on that, saying, hey, here's a problem. Cervical syndrome, we hear a lot of that,
right.
Especially with a lot of our medical guys, medical professionals. That's a big buzzword, and concussion, neck concussion, things like that. So we got to be aware. Yeah, the trauma definitely, even traumas that add up.
Right, and you could have had a trauma when you were born.
Oh yeah.
Or how many times has a kid fallen in his lifetime?
Learning to walk.
Or
ride a bike. Or getting thrown up by dad and
hitting the ceiling. Don't do that. Right. But there's just a lot of traumas, and it's may not be that first trauma.
Right.
But it could be the 4th, the 5th, the 20th.
Yeah, I feel like we could definitely eliminate a lot of these traumatic experiences, even headaches and things that come up, by consistently making sure that the neck bones are in place, they're functioning properly, the nervous system is not being compressed upon, the brainstem is not being squished. We call brainstem squish. I like brain squish. It's kind of fun to say. Yeah. So as long as those things are happening, then there's a ton of relief from headaches and migraines, and the process continues. Like I said, it's a process of healing, and not just an event usually.
Yeah. And so it's just, again, checking, making sure. And that's kind of what we do, is we want to make sure that the problem that you're having, if it's a headache, that we're the guys to take care of it, right?
Yeah, nobody does it better than us.
No one does it better than us.
Nobody. If it's St. George area anyway. St. George, Utah, that's where we're at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably even up close to Riverton, maybe. I don't know.
Right. So I think what we're saying is, specifically, if you know somebody, if this is bothering somebody, and hopefully you've answered some questions, then if you know somebody, get them sent in so that we can do an analysis. And we do that right now. We're doing it for free. The analysis, figure it out,
right,
to see if it's a good fit for the. You know what? It's not this thing in the neck. That little brain squish. We call that subluxation, by the way. It's a big long word. But if the brain squish isn't happening, then it's going to be somebody else can help them.
Right.
And we have that network of people.
Right. Get them to the place that's going to help them the best.
And most chiropractors do. So, if you're looking for somebody in your area, you can shoot us a quick message, where you're at, and we can kind of lead you in there. But the best thing, if you're Googling, I think, Google Blair, B-L-A-I-R. That's the technique we use.
Right.
We should have little prompts,
little
pages. Blair Chiropractic. You can go to their website, blairchiropractic.com, I believe.
That's it.
And you can locate a doctor in your area. If you're getting shy of the Blair chiropractors, we're a rare breed.
Right.
Yeah, there's only like 80 or 100 of us in the whole country or something.
Right.
And if that's a little rare for you, then you can Google upper cervical. Remember that cervical means neck. Upper cervical, and hopefully you can find someone in your area that does that.
And leave us a message, because if you can't find it, we have a network we can reach out to throughout the United States and even outside of the country. If you're outside, or someone outside the country that's had headaches, we can find the best chiropractor for them. And it's just getting the best chiropractic care that you can get, and us being the best, especially with headaches and migraines, where we can lead you to the right direction.
Yeah. Well, if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in our post. Like I said, this is our first one, so we're excited to be here. I don't know that we answered too much, but chiropractic is the solution for headaches and migraines, upper cervical, especially chiropractors, and we know that we have something that works.
That's right.
And so bring them in, get your kids in, get your families in, get your spouse in, and see if upper cervical works for you. So anything else to add, Dr. Aaron?
I just think it's important. Like, today's our first one, and then we're going to start doing this regularly every Friday.
What a great idea to say that.
But unfortunately not this Friday, because
Thanksgiving.
We're going to be
in the United States. Anyway.
Thanksgiving in the United States. Boxing Day for some people too. Oh, Friday's Boxing Day, right?
No. It's Black Friday here.
Here, but in Canada, is it Boxing Day?
No, Boxing Day is after Christmas.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's the day after Christmas.
After Christmas.
That's an imperial thing.
It's an imperial thing.
Yeah. That's the England and whatever in Canada, I guess.
But we'll be back on November 30th, 12:15ish.
Yeah.
And bringing up another topic. If there's a topic you want to get more information about,
bring it up.
Let us know. We'd love to answer questions, especially when it's chiropractic related.
Yeah. If
you have other questions, we can humor them maybe.
We'll get to them eventually, or we'll send you a message. Whatever we can do.
Right.
But lots of good data on our topic, so we'll try to bring more of that up, and hopefully we see more of everyone out there. So.
Right. Again, if you're in the United States, happy Thanksgiving. Take a good nap after eating all that turkey.
Good old tryptophan.
Tryptophan, and careful when you're playing your turkey bowls. Don't want to get injured there, but
we know a good chiropractor.
We know a good chiropractor if that happens. So.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
This was fun.
Thanks, Dr. Aaron.
Thank you,
this is Dr. Kyle, Dr. Aaron, signing out on Simply Health Chiropractic. Thank you very much for your time.
Have a good week.